Hello and welcome to this reading of the Norwegian fairy tale The Boy Who Had an Eating Match with a Troll, also called The Boy, the Troll, and the Porridge-Eating Contest. In Norwegian, this fairy tale is called Askeladden som kappåt med trollet. So this will be an English reading of a translated version. And I'll add the link to this webpage as well, called Legends of the North blogspot. Once upon a time, there was a farmer who had 3 sons. Old and frail as he was, his farm was beginning to deteriorate, and his sons were lazy and did not bother to lift a finger. One day, however, the father commanded the boys to go out in the forest and chop some wood, for they had debt that needed to be paid off. After much ado, the boys finally agreed to cut the old man some slack and go out and cut some wood. The first one to go was the eldest son. After finally entering the deepest part of the woods, he began chopping a bristly old spruce. Shortly thereafter, a big burly troll came barging in from behind the trees. "If you are chopping in my forest, I will kill you," the troll exclaimed. When the boy heard this, he immediately threw the axe away and ran home again as fast as he could. Back in the house, panic-struck and quite breathless, he told his father what had happened to him. But the old man did not budge. The trolls had never scared him from chopping wood when he was young, he said. The day after, the second son was on his way. Not long before he had found a tree and started chopping, the troll came sneaking up behind him. "If you're chopping wood in my forest, I will kill you," he shouted. The boy hardly dared to throw him a glance, before he did just like his brother. He threw his axe and ran as fast as his feet could muster. When he returned home, with his tail between his legs and nothing to show for it, his father got angry. Never had the troll succeeded in scaring him from chopping wood. On the third day, the youngest son, named Askeladden, the ash lad, proclaimed that he wanted to give it a try. "You?" the 2 elder brothers blurted out. "You should do well. You who have never been outside the doorstep." The ash lad did not bother to answer his brothers, but asked instead for some food to bring with him. Having not much to spare, his mother gave him some bread and some cheese, which he put into his knapsack before he set off. Not long before he had found a tree and started chopping, the troll sneaked up behind him. "If you are chopping in my forest, I will kill you," he roared. But the boy was no fool. "If you are chopping in my forest, I will kill you," he roared. But the boy was no fool. Quickly he hurried into the woods and fetched the cheese he had brought with him. Then he squeezed it, squirting whey all over the place. "If you do not keep quiet," he shouted to the troll, "then I'll squeeze you, like I squeeze the water out of this white stone." "Oh no, spare me," said the troll, "and I'll help you chop." On that condition, the boy agreed to spare his life, and it turned out the troll was an excellent lumberman. Many trees were felled that day. Toward the evening, the troll said, "Now you can come home with me. It's much closer than to your place." So the boy joined the troll, riding on his shoulder back to the troll's cave. When they arrived, the troll said that he would make up the fire if the boy would only bother to fetch some water. But the 2 iron buckets were so large and heavy that he could not even manage to budge them. So the boy said, "It is not worth bringing along these thimbles. I think I'll rather go for the entire well." "No, dear," said the troll, "I cannot lose my well. Make the fire, and I will go get the water." When the troll returned with the water, they made a huge pot of porridge. Then the boy wondered if the troll would be interested in a porridge-eating contest. "Oh yes," answered the troll. "For this one, he knew he could easily win," he thought to himself. And so they sat down to eat, but the boy managed to sneak to him his knapsack, and tied it to his belly. This way, he could scoop more porridge into his knapsack than he ate himself. And when the knapsack was full, he took up his knife, and ripped a gash in it. The troll watched him closely, but said nothing. When they had eaten for quite a while, The troll put down his spoon. "I give up. I can eat no more," he said. "But you must," replied the boy. "I'm barely half full yet. Do as I did, and cut a hole in your stomach. Then you can eat as much as you want." "But that must be dreadfully painful," asked the troll. "Oh, nothing to speak of," replied the boy. And so the troll did like the boy said, and as you might have guessed, he ended his own life right then and there. But the boy took all the silver and gold to be found in the mountain and brought it home to his father. Now they might very well be able to pay off some of the debt. So this was the fairy tale, The Boy Who Had an Eating Match with a Troll, also called The Boy, the Troll, and the Porridge-Eating Contest. So this was first published by Asbjørnsen and Moe, and was printed for the first time in Norske Folkeeventyr, Norwegian Folk Fairy Tales, in 1843. Thank you.